Greetings, Inquisitors. Welcome to the Holocron. This is the week 197 update for the Darth Loquitur account. Update this account's progress every week. Go through all the character ships, mods, Datacrons, whatever we're doing for the account. Talk a little bit about future planning so that y'all can follow along and think about things for your own account building. Please remember, as we get started, hit that like button. It does help me. It helps the channel, and I would appreciate if you could do that for me. Okay, week 197. We're on pause for relics. We got the Jedi Knight Cal Kestis event done. The event was super easy. Of course, we had, a relic Cal Kestis, so that made things pretty simple. So we got through that. We've got the Jedi Knight Cal Kestis ready to go here, but we did run out of Kyro before we could get him finished. So we still need a Kyro. We still need a little bit of other gear for him. Going through the skills, I did decide to just go all in on him and just put all of the Zetas on. We're not going to put all of the Omicrons on him. I'm more inclined to do a lot of Omicrons for GAC. But we'll see if we need to do that for the guild's goals. Obviously, we want to unlock Zepho and start getting some big rewards out of Zepho. So if we do need those territory battle Omicrons, we'll take a look at those in the future once we get him reliced and up and running. And, the guild timeline is met. I did decide to go in here and upgrade Traya and Nihilus both to Relic 3. We have a Nihilus Datacron, so we wanted to get him up to the point where we can at least make use of that Datacron. We're going through mods, and I didn't farm any mods for the week. I really just farmed slicing materials. So I'm going through, finishing up a bunch of mods that I had that I didn't get to slice up as much as I wanted. And I must admit, it was the slicing was to very little effect, and I got nothing out of it for this week. I made the attempts, but even though I didn't get success, you still have to make the attempts, right? Here we remod Traya. We get her up to 251 speed. I didn't put a speed set on her. I focused more on getting a little bit of tenacity on her and then defensive stats. We'll just try to keep her alive. And I understand that she doesn't really need tenacity as far as clearing buffs, but it does help to not get the buffs in the first place in some circumstances. We remod Nihilus as well. We do put a speed set on him. I want him, for the way this team works, to be faster than Traya. So I made them both quite a bit faster and retimed it. In Datacrons, I was able to go back to the prior set and get a third sister Cron. I had another Inquisitor Cron that was at a level 8, so I went ahead and put a level 9 on it. Got a third sister Cron, so maybe next time in 3s we can have a 9th Cron and a 3rd Cron. I got the First Order Special Forces TIE ship up to 7 stars finally. That's something that's just been sitting around for a long time, and I just haven't made the effort to buy it out of the shops. But finally got that done, so that's 7 stars. Not much else to do with the account. We're just kind of on hold waiting. I've got a lot of Gear 13 materials. We've kind of taken a break while we're trying to relic some of these characters, and I'm really focused on getting the Kyro and getting this Cal Kestis timeline met for the guild. But going forward, we're going to get back to the routine again, where we're going to use some Kyros to build characters, and we're going to use some Kyros just to get characters that we have at Gear 12 to Gear 13. So we'll talk about that here in a minute. Week 197, we're up to 9.87 million galactic power, added 40,000 for the week, 179 relics, 158 Zetas. 28 Omicrons. Squad Arena JMK is getting us top 50. I think I've been in the top 10 quite a few days in the last few weeks, just because of the Padme Cron, and people just really don't want to fight in Squad Arena right now because you can get a lot of timeouts. So as long as you're placed where you want, a lot of people are just sitting on Squad Arena, seems like to me. Fleet Arena, we can still get top 5 every day. GAC, we're in Kyber 2. And then we didn't get Jedi Knight Cal Kestis Relic this week. I thought we could get enough materials together to relic him, but that wasn't the case. So we ended up a bit short. We'll get him next week. And I think we may also be able to get JarJar, and we'll start working on him. I don't know if we'll get him all the way to relic, but certainly we'll start working on that. and maybe in week 199 we can get JarJar relic, and then we can kind of flip back around and do some low-level relics just to free up signal data. So we're trying to juggle all this stuff. With regular energy, we're farming Beck and Paz Vizsla, and fleet energy right now we're just getting materials. Cantina, we'll go back to farming signal data. I farmed Master Qui-Gon all week, and I think I must have pulled down like 70 shards with 7 days of farming. It was pretty disappointing overall. Didn't get a lot of shards for as many refreshes as I did, but I mean, we'll get back to him. We still have to relic Cal Kestis, JarJar Binks. We still got the Padawan Obi-Wan that we can relic. We've got several other characters that we can put to relic. So we're not in that much of a hurry to get Qui-Gon farmed up, because he's lower in the... even if we had him at 7 stars, we wouldn't be able to relic him anyway. So I felt like I could take a little bit of time to farm that, so I did. Next week we'll go back to signal data. Conquest will be up and running, so I can get some signal data out of there too, and we can try to get back on track. We got our Gungans all to relic 8, so we've done some high relic stuff, and we need to get JarJar to relic 8. Hopefully, I mean, I'm getting the 2.7 with 4 Gungans. I don't even need JarJar, but with JarJar at relic 8, maybe I could just put it on auto and save some time. Mod energy, we're just going to do slicing materials again next week. Just try to build up a stock of slicing materials. Get some more 5-dot mods up to 6-dot mods, things like that. Refresh strategy is 3 in everything and 4 in energy, just to push those Kyros a little bit. 2024 planning, we're mostly going to be working on Galactic Legend Ahsoka. When we get the Bo-Katan Mandalore mission, again, those characters need a bunch of Kyro, so we're going to have to balance the Bo-Kat against everything else that we've got going on. Tier 2 gearing, we'll just continue to gear up whatever characters come out in the marquees and stuff like that. We got some relic variants that we're gonna do. So in evaluating my grand arenas, we got to try to get to Kyber 1 at some point, right? So I'm stuck in Kyber 2. Other people in Kyber 2 are building their accounts roughly at the same speed that I am. I feel like quite a few people that I play are either spenders or they've really been playing the game since the start. So they're able to build all the new stuff. And remember, we talked about this a while back. When you're trying to advance yourself in Grand Arena, it's not about how fast you build your account. It's whether or not you're building stuff faster than your opponents. Because if you're building at the same rate, then you're just stuck in the same spot. So I'm trying to outbuild my opponents. And I must say my defense has come a long way. We've got Leia with the tank Datacron. We put her on the back wall. We loaded up some stuff in the front to try to bait out SLKRs. And that worked in 3s. I feel like it's going to work in 5s. And even in the ones that I've lost here recently, we haven't been full cleared. The Gungans also similarly are pulling a Galactic Legend right now. Queen Amidala gets JMK used a lot against her. Probably people could use gas against my Queen Amidala team right now. But as we get that team with the right characters on it, for sure it'll be bait for JMK. So after the Leia-cron, that stuff is expired. I put the Leia jank because, having a Datacron take a team over the top like it's doing with Leia right now is kind of cheesy. But anyway, when that Datacron set expires, then I'll likely do a similar strategy with putting Queen Amidala in the front. That'll pull the JMKs. And then I'll try to put my own JMK team on the back. And hopefully people will struggle with that. So we've got a little bit of a strategy going forward. So if we're not getting full cleared, then the losses mean, even though we're not getting full cleared, I also can't clear enough on the offensive side. So I really have to take a look at my offensive teams. The Gungans are coming online. That Queen Amidala team's coming online. So I got plenty of good defensive stuff. It's fine. And I got to build the stuff for the guild, but then, after that, I have to really look toward Grand Arena offense as kind of the priority. So Jedi Knight Cal Kestis will be another offensive piece. I feel like it's just going to take a current Jedi team and make it better. But if it makes a Jedi team that can beat A-tier teams like Malgus or Third Sister, then we're going to be happy for that. That'll be another team that we don't have to use a Galactic Legend or another Premier team on. So hopefully that Jedi Knight Cal will be a big addition to the account. I'm thinking about Malgus. I took him up to Gear 12 because I thought maybe even at Gear 12 he could do some stuff. Maybe his ship could do some stuff at Gear 12. But Gear 12 Malgus hasn't really done anything useful. But I think maybe I could make an offensive team. I don't have the right kinds of characters for that team. I don't have Revan, Bastila of Fallen. I don't have Malak. I don't have a lot of stuff. But I could put in like my low gear Talon. We could relic up a couple relevant characters. Maybe Scion would help with that team. So I'm going to take a look at maybe what we could do with Malgus and if we could make an offensive team out of that where, you know, if there's something that Malgus can beat on offense, then we can make that an offensive tool where we can control the matchup. And again, with like we do with some of our like our Maul Mandalorians, we can't really put it on defense because we've got a bunch of Gear 12 characters with it. But if we take it on offense, we can pick the matchup and often get a nice team taken out with those Mandalorians. So I think the same thing here for Malgus. We'll try to make a punch-up kind of team with it where we can control the matchup, and we'll see how that works. We have to get Beskar Bo-Katan going at some point too, I think. So we'll take a look at the Armorer as a target. And again, Paz and all of those characters require Kyro. So IG-12, whatever, we're going to have to balance that. And then if I really... I may need to reprioritize the stat, because if getting stat could give me another offensive tool against Leia, once I get the guild stuff done, I may just have to make the sacrifice and just stop everything and go farm stat. I have almost no shards of stat, so I'd be farming him for probably up to 3 weeks. That would be brutal. It would just take so much away from my signal data farming. But I got to get to him someday. I don't know if it's worth that much Cantina farming, and I don't want to buy shards for stat. All right, relic order priority. We're still working on the Gungans. We'll get JarJar hopefully at the next event. We could take a look at Malgus, Scion, and the Armorer as low relic targets while we're working on the stuff for GAC and the Relic 8 on the Gungans and Jedi Knight Cal Kestis and all that. By then we should be able to get Master Qui-Gon and Padawan Obi-Wan. And then we might need another break. We got Mara Jade and 50 RT that we could do while we're working on the Relic 8 or 9 for the Queen Amidala team. And then after that is Stap. So I think that's still where he is, even with him being potentially an offensive tool that could help me beat Leia. I think he's still waiting on all this other stuff. Because that's raid stuff that we got to get to the target for the guild. And then we've got, by then we'll have to reprioritize. We'll have Night Trooper and all that stuff that we need for Galactic Legend Ahsoka. So we'll be working on that by then. So that summarizes the account upgrades for week 197 for the Darth Loquitur account. Approaching 200 weeks played. That's crazy. I can't believe it. It seems like this account started just yesterday. I still remember doing the first few videos for this. So yeah, it's pretty cool that it's come this far, and almost 10 million galactic power, and going on 4 years played here toward the end of the year. So it's fun to have seen the count growth, and thank you all for everybody who's watching this series. I hope it continues to be fun and entertaining to watch me build this account. That's going to wrap it up for week 197. Thank you all for stopping by. Please remember to hit that like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Subscribe to the channel to watch more of the stuff in the future. Notification bell so you know when I'm doing my live streams for GAC. You can come hang out, ask questions, get a roster review if you need one. And join us over on the Discord. The links are up and down, above and down below. We got a nice Discord community. Good place for people to ask questions, talk about account building. There's an Ask Loquitur channel. You can get on there and ask me questions directly, and I'll get to them when I get the chance. Hope to see you over there. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next Holocron.